St. Supéry began experimenting with optical sorting with the 2012 harvest. Our winemaker, Michael Scholes, was so impressed with the improvement this sorting made to our red wine program that St. Supéry kept the rental optical sorter for the entire harvest and then immediately invested in a Bucher Vaseline Delta R2 Vistaless optical sorter, which we've been using since the 2013 harvest. We now can say with pride that 100% of the red wine we produce is made with grapes that are 100% sorted, either optically or by hand. Sorting allows us to remove all the unripe fruit, which means we can dramatically reduce the chances of incorporating harsh tannins, green notes, or bitterness in our red wines. We hand harvest our red grapes from our Dollarhide and Rutherford estate vineyards in the late evening and early morning hours when temperatures are their lowest, so all the grapes are cold when they arrive at the winery. With the optical sorter, we load half-ton bins onto a conveyor belt where the leaves and unwanted clusters are removed to prevent this material from running through the sorter. The clusters continue their path along the conveyor belt into a Delta Ocellatus destemmer, where berries are removed from the stems using a gentle swinging motion rather than a beater shaft. The Delta Ocellatus uses inertia to preserve the integrity of the berries as they are separated from the stems, leaves, dry grapes, and unripened grapes on the stems. After the berries run through the destemmer, they drop onto a shaker table where they are shaken into an even distribution across the table so that the camera in the optical sorter can identify every single berry. The berries then drop from the shaker table to a white belt where a camera is affixed to the top. Each grape is photographed as it moves down the belt. The optical sorter we use takes 1,000 photos a second with a 5,000 megapixel camera. In order to train the camera, our winemaking team hand sorts and selects about 200 berries for each run, carefully selecting a variety of grapes that reflect the exact shape, size, and color they are looking for in that variety or parcel. These are run through the optical sorter where pictures of the berries are captured and logged as the parameters that must be met by the grapes that are run through the machine to be accepted as ideal fruit. Fruit that doesn't measure up is shot off the conveyor with a burst of air and is moved to a separate conveyor belt for discarded grapes. We regularly evaluate the discarded grapes, rerunning them through the sorter to ensure that good fruit isn't being discarded. We also evaluate the fruit that was machine selected as ideal to ensure that only the best fruit made it through the selection process. Fruit that matches the parameters our team sets moves down the belt and is collected in half-ton bins that we empty into open-top fermenters or closed tanks for cold soaking and the beginning of the fermentation process. Though the machine can run up to 10 tons an hour, we choose to run it between 6 and 8 tons an hour so we can fine-tune as we see fit for each grape variety. We'll sort about 30 tons a day during the peak of harvest, and as a comparison, we sort roughly 1.5 tons per hour when we hand sort. We are dedicated to consistently producing the very best wine possible, and using the optical sorter has really helped us improve the quality of our red wine program. We hope you have had a chance to try our 2012 and later vintages so you can taste the difference firsthand.